could start. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Bonsoir, mesdames et messieurs. Sorry for the delay. It was technical difficulty with our live stream. Councillor Peltier, can you do the opening territorial acknowledgement, please?
Yes, for sure. We would like to begin by acknowledging that the land on which we live is the traditional, unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. The Mayor, Council, and staff of Heron Bay acknowledge and pay respect to the elders and descendants, past and present, of this land. We welcome you all today as we strive to develop closer relationships with the Indigenous people in our community.
Thank you. Merci. Councillor Cynthia Good-Cormier, en français, s'il vous plaît.
Nous voulons d'abord reconnaître que le territoire sur lequel nous vivons est une terre non cédée du peuple Mi'kmaq. Le maire, le conseil et les personnels du Baie des Airons reconnaissent et respectent les aînés et les descendants passés et présents de cette terre. Nous vous souhaitons la bienvenue à tous aujourd'hui, alors que nous nous efforçons de développer des relations plus étroites avec les membres de notre communauté.
Thank you. Merci, Cynthia. Approval of the agenda, please.
I move, Mr. Mayor.
Moved by Councillor McIntyre. Appuyé par Conseiller Haché. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary-minded, motion carried. Adoption of the minute, please, that the minute of the regular meeting of February 18, 2025 be accepted as presented. Moved by Councillor Walsh.
I'll second.
Second by Councillor Peltier. On the question, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary-minded, motion carried. Conflict of interest or declaration, nil. Delegations, petitions, and presentation. On behalf of the town of Heron Bay, the town of Dalhousie would like to recognize two individuals of our municipality, Mrs. Sally Fries and Kevin Levine, who both received the King's Coronation Medal for Volunteers of the Year. It's a great honor for me to invite both guests to come up to take a picture with council. Ça fait chaud au cœur de voir des bénévoles de notre municipalité s'impliquer à fur et à mesure à toutes les années, year after year, volunteering and helping out our community to keep on growing. Good hand of applause, please, for Sally and Kevin. Does this go up front to the council?
Thank you to all the ones that are decent enough to recognize this, because there's some people that just won't.
Come on up front, everybody. Yeah, there. Come on.
Kevin, why don't you go on the other side of the mayor? Oh, the blue will be on the end. So you go on this side, I go on this side? No, this is good. Yeah.
I'll see, thank you. I also would like to congratulate Emerging Business of the Year award that was given out a few weeks back in Balmoral for the Chamber of Commerce. This young business of our region, our municipality, the hub of the Bay, Mrs. Jill Doucette, Joanie Morris et Caroline Lévesque-Savoie. Félicitations au fin fond de notre cœur, puis j'aimerais que vous veniez en avant, on prendra une photo avec vous autres aussi. Congratulations. I would like to take a moment, j'aimerais prendre this moment. We have lost a dear friend of ours, Mr. Roger Leclerc, who was a councillor for the village of Charlotte for numerous years. He was a member of the Legion for quite a few years and past president. He passed away this morning, so we're going to take a moment of silence on behalf of Mr. Roger Leclerc. On prend un moment de silence pour Monsieur Roger Leclerc. Merci. Thank you. Merci. Statement by members of council, exposé des membres du conseil. Go ahead, Councillor Chartrand.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. A few weeks ago, I attended, along with a few other councillors and the mayor, on a presentation that was called Upcoming Presentation on the Economic and Social Inclusion in Heron Bay. This New Brunswick Economic and Social Inclusion Corporation has been launched with a new plan. It's called Overcoming Poverty Together, the New Brunswick Economic and Social Inclusion Plan, or OVP4. A press release was held on Wednesday, February 19th at the Quality Hotel in Campbellton, attended by some members, as I said, of council and the mayor. During this press release, the CAO, Stéphane Leclerc, mentioned that the corporation could offer presentations to local communities and organizations. This promptly got me started, and so I suggested inviting them to present for the citizens of Heron Bay. I reached out also to the St. Joseph Community Health Center and the Public Health, both of which attended the presentation to help me organize this event. This presentation will help raise awareness about the challenges faced in the rescues in Heron Bay while preparing us to take action. The event is going to take place in May the 7th. There's going to be 2 presentations throughout that day, but we're not specifically certain on the exact times yet. So that times will come forward soon. So at this time, I would hope that all my council members and mayor would like to attend this event. Again, it's on May the 7th. It's going to be a good cause for our community, and it's a very important. It was an amazing presentation that we sent, and it sent a lot of shockwaves through the audience. So I'm looking forward to having it in our town. So thank you very much for your time.
Thanks to you, Councillor Chartrand. Any other comments or no? We'll move with the reports and recommendations from committees and private meetings. Protective Service, Councillor McIntyre.
Recommande d'accepter de mettre en filière le rapport mensuel des chefs pompiers, des chefs de pompiers, puis recommande d'accepter de mettre en filière le rapport mensuel de la SPCA du Restigouche. Je propose que les recommandations du comité de services de protection présentées le 10 mars 2025 soient approuvées.
Proposé par le conseiller McIntyre, appuyé par le conseiller Haché. Sur la question, on the question, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contraminded? Adopté. Public Works, Councillor Chartrand.
I recommend accepting and filing the Director of Public Works monthly report that the recommendations of the Public Works Committee presented on March 10th, 2025 be approved.
Moved by Councillor Chartrand, second by Councillor Pelletier. On the question, sur la question, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contraminded? Motion carried. Parks and Recreation, Comité de Parcs et Loisirs, conseiller Haché.
Recommande d'accepter et de mettre en filière le rapport mensuel du gérant des installations. Alors, je propose que les recommandations du comité de parcs, loisirs et culture présentées le 10 mars 2025 soient approuvées.
Proposé par le conseiller Haché,
J'appuie.
appuyé par le conseiller Walsh. Sur la question, tous en faveur, dites oui.
Oui.
Contre, adopté. Personal bylaw, none. Community development and planning, nil. Finance and general government, nil. Inquires of committee, motions and resolution. Councillor Pelletier, please.
Excuse me. Request to eliminate temporary roundabout in Bellevue subdivision. Whereas it has been discovered that a new process under the Community Planning Act in effect does not vest back land as previously done. And whereas when the transferees, hereafter the developer, file a phase of their subdivision, the transferor, hereafter the town, ensures that they obtain a temporary turnaround at the end of the street to ensure proper passage and turning of snow removal equipment and garbage collection trucks. Whereas at such time when the developer continues to the next phase of the subdivision and extend the street, parts of the turnaround become no longer necessary and are returned to the developer. Whereas paragraph 57(3)(b) of the old Community Planning Act, RSNB 1973, Chapter C 12, would operate as automatic vest back to the developers upon filing of an amending subdivision plan. Whereas subsection 89(4) of the new Community Planning Act in effect at the beginning of 2018, SNB 2017, Chapter C 19, now requires that the transfer documents be prepared to return this land to the developer, whereas subdivision plan number 318-52743, registered on July 31st, 2013, created such land. Whereas this transfer is being prepared pursuant to subsection 89(4) of the Community Planning Act to transfer any interest of the town of Heron Bay, former village of Charlotte, may have in the listed PIDs to the listed developer, Pam Holdings, Inc., and it is hereby moved that the town of Heron Bay, former village of Charlotte, now transfer parcel 2023-C and 2023-D in favor of the developer, Pam Holdings, Inc.
Moved by Councillor Lisa Pelletier, second.
I'll second, Mr. Mayor.
Second by Councillor McIntyre, Deputy Mayor McIntyre. On the question. Sur la question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contraminded? Motion carried. Public meeting, Councillor Haché, s'il vous plaît.
Réunion publique. Que le conseil municipal de la ville de Baie-des-Hérons accepte formellement d'annuler les réunions publiques du conseil prévues en avril en raison de l'absence de greffier et les réunions prévues en juillet en raison des vacances d'été. Si des questions urgentes doivent être abordées, une réunion spéciale peut être convoquée conformément aux procédures du conseil.
Proposé par le conseiller Haché. Secondé. Conseiller Walsh. Sur la question. On the question, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contraminded? Motion carried. Councillor Good-Cormier.
That the municipal council for the town of Heron Bay approves a donation of $250 to the Tree of Hope 2025 campaign in support of its initiatives.
Moved by Councillor Cormier. Second.
I'll second.
Councillor Pelletier. On the question, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contraminded? Motion carried. Councillor Pelletier.
Dalhousie Youngtimers Hockey Team, Classic Yves Munoz Pelletier Classic 2025 donation request. That the Municipal Council for the Town of Heron Bay donate $1,000 in cash plus $300 in merchandise for the silent auction to the Dalhousie Youngtimers for the 2025 fundraiser tournament to help the families of sick children in Restigouche.
Moved by Councillor Pelletier, second by Councillor Chartrand. On the question, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contraminded? Motion carried. Councillor Lee Walsh.
That the Municipal Council of the Town of Heron Bay agree to sponsor, in the event of the International Women's Day 2025 celebration organized by the Regional Chamber of Commerce in the amount of $125.
Moved by Councillor Walsh, second by Councillor Good-Cormier. On the question, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contraminded, motion carried. Councillor Chartrand, please.
Generator purchase for potable water system.
Your mic's not on, I think, eh?
Thank you. Generator purchase for the potable water system in the Charlotte sector. That the municipal council approves the purchase of a generator for potable water system in the Charlotte sector at a cost not exceeding
100,000. That's we said no higher than 100,000.
Yes, thank you. Okay, we'll put that in then.
Yeah, they didn't put it in.
For not exceeding $100,000, with the funds to be taken from the Utility Capital Reserve Fund accumulated by the former Village of Charlotte, recognize the necessity of ensuring a reliable water supply.
Moved by Councillor Chartrand, second.
I'll second.
Second by Deputy Mayor McIntyre. On the question, sur la question, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contraminded, motion carried. Conseiller Haché, s'il vous plaît.
Il est proposé que le conseil municipal de la ville de Baie-des-Hérons accepte la nouvelle politique sur le paysage linguistique telle qu'elle a été présentée, reconnaissant son importance pour promouvoir l'inclusion et refléter la diversité linguistique de la communauté. That the municipal council,
Yes, oh,
Okay.
vas-y, excuse.
That the municipal council for the town of Heron Bay accepts the new policy on the linguistic landscape as presented to them, recognizing its importance in promoting inclusivity and reflecting the linguistic diversity of the community. Mais avant de passer au vote, peux-tu faire une couple de commentaires?
Sur la question, si tu veux.
OK.
Proposé par le conseiller Haché, secondé. Conseiller McIntyre, sur la question, on the question, conseiller Haché.
Oui. J'aimerais souligner que cette politique va servir d'encouragement et pour les commerces et entreprises qui affichent leurs enseignes bilingues et même trilingues. I would like to say that this linguistic policy is to encourage businesses and entrepreneurs to install signs in both official languages and even in a third language. Je remercie quand même les commerces qui ont déjà des affiches bilingues. I want to thank the businesses that already have bilingual signs. Nous ferons parvenir de l'information concernant cette politique à tous les commerces et entreprises et la politique sera bientôt disponible sur le site web de la ville. N'est-ce pas? OK. We will send out information in regards to the linguistic policy to all businesses and entrepreneurs, and it will soon be available on the town's website. La municipalité aura aussi un comité de stratégie proactive qui aura comme mandat d'établir les directives claires pour un affichage qui respecte les deux langues officielles. The town will set up a committee of strategic community partners to adopt a municipal policy that follows clear guidelines for signage in both official languages. Now, just for a few details, for existing unilingual signs, 60% of the cost of the primary sign to be rendered bilingual, up to a maximum of $4,000, tax included. For newly established signage, 40% of the cost of the bilingual primary sign to be up to a maximum of $4,000 included. We also offer free window open-close sign and a free window cling personalized business hours sign. So that personalized hours sign is actually something that you can stick in the window and it'll be bilingual if they want to. We also, pour les enseignes unilingues existantes, 65% du coût de l'enseigne principale à bilinguiser jusqu'à un maximum de $4,000 taxes incluses. Pour une nouvelle entreprise, 40% du coût d'une enseigne principale bilingue jusqu'à un maximum de $4,000 taxes incluses. Nous offrons également une affiche ouverte-fermée ainsi qu'une affiche électrostatique personnalisée gratuite pour les fenêtres de votre commerce. Électrostatique personnalisé, c'est tout simplement un plastique qui se colle dans les fenêtres. Il n'y a pas d'électricité là-dedans. Là. So, c'est ça. Il y a des questions? Ou...
Monsieur le maire, sur la question, je pense que le point important, c'est totalement volontaire pour les entreprises. It's
Oui.
totally volunteer for the enterprise.
Oui.
And it can be a good help there if they need to change they were up to changing their sign. It's a good time to have a good portion of that project paid by this project.
Alors, je propose.
Proposé par le conseiller Haché, puis secondé par le conseiller McIntyre. Sur la question, tous en faveur, dites oui.
Oui.
Contre, adopté. Appointment to committees, nomination à des comités, nil. Adjournment, proposé par le conseiller Haché de ajourner. If you have any questions pertaining to this evening's agenda, please come to the... Lisa, can you give her the mic, please? Y avait une présentation ou c'était... Non, OK. C'est-tu concernant l'agenda? ça?
Oui, oui.
Merci.
The other day, Ken had spoken about getting a light coming into another a sign saying to slow down coming into town.
A speed
And-
sign.
Eh?
A speed sign.
A speed
Oui,
sign.
oui.
Yeah, exactly. So I had told him after the meeting that I had called Fredericton about stop signs. Two on Renfrew Street and 2 on Godrich Street, like it was at one time, because there's a lot of accidents. And I saw 2 accidents last year. I still can hear the noise in one of my ears. That's how hard it was. And when you come out of Godrich Street, I explained to them last time, when you get out of Godrich Street to turn in to go out of town, they're coming at 70, 80, 90 kilometers an hour. And if you're holding a trailer in the back, you're going to get hit unless you're lucky and you can go fast enough and leave. So I asked Fredericton. I've been calling them often. And today I was told that there might be an answer. So I'm going to wait for the answer because supervisor's supposed to call me. And I'm requesting to get 4 stop signs done on 2 on Renfrew and 2 on Godrich for the safety of the residents of Heron Bay, because it's a terrible area. Unless you don't live into it, you don't see it. But I live in that area, and I must drive that stop sign 5 times a day. And it's scary what I see sometimes. And I would prefer that it doesn't happen. If it's stop signs going to stop these accidents, what's a stop sign? Do you get what I mean? And I know it's on Highway 134, and that's why we got to get the government involved. So I'm still waiting, and I'm going to drive them
Council,
crazy.
this is a decision made by council to take those lights out and leave it open. And it was also, we spoke to the province, but council decided it was much easier for an easy flow coming into town than putting stop signs.
So
also.
how do we request now to get stop signs? Because the
That's up to council to decide.
'Cause
That's not
council-
up to the residents to decide. That's why you elect a council to make decisions on behalf of the
I
municipality.
know, but as a resident, as a taxpayer.
Well, you're
and
not
I
the
live
only one.
there, I
I'm
live
sorry,
there.
you're not the only one. There's a lot of people who prefer having it straight through than having stop signs. But we heard you. But I was hoping that you were sticking to this evening's agenda.
No, but it's because he had mentioned the other day about the thing, and I didn't have the opportunity. to
Yeah, but
get
that
these.
meeting at the committee meeting, there's no talking at a committee meeting. That's just
Anyway,
council
'cause
to discuss.
as a
But this
question-
evening, this is the agenda. That's what we're talking about.
Because me, I want to know why you're not applying for government grants. I called the government. That's another thing I did. We have seniors and handicapped people that needs help. And I know that if Tom and Dahazi can apply for these grants, because they're available, I called up, they're available, we should be applying for these grants to help citizens of Heron Bay to do their driveways, to cut their grass, because I see it myself that our seniors are having a difficult time. So who is applying for these government grant? Is there anybody applying for these government grants that are available to use?
C'est la bonne question.
C'est ça. Parce que I called and they're available.
Donne-moi
No, so-
l'information.
Okay, good. And another thing, Mr. Councillor Haché did mention about these French signs last time, right? And your concerns is all about saving our French culture, right? And I understand that. But if there is going to be, how can I say, there was a report said that there might be one school that would be better off demolished. So I'm wondering if there's a school that's going to be demolished, would it be a French school or English? Because if you really want to keep the French culture, I wouldn't want it to go back to be. It was fine when we were all together in one school, but once you divided us, we should make sure that our French school stays safe, and so is our English school stays safe if there's a mining promotion opening up. I'm just scared that one of the schools is going to be demolished, and I don't want that to happen because it's not what we want.
Non, mais ça
Okay.
n'a pas rapport avec les écoles. It has
Okay.
no bearing on the schools. What we were looking into is the cultural landscape of our municipality. It should reflect who is living here, like 49% French English. So just the visual landscape should be bilingual, but that hasn't anything to do with the schools there.
Okay.
What happens to the school is another case.
Yeah, district school board.
Okay. And the last thing is, I went to an Ekerok meeting, and we did ask Francis why 2 councillors weren't allowed to be on the Ekerok meeting. And Monsieur Macater told me at the meeting, at that last meeting, that it's you, Norman, that had decided that these 2 councillors couldn't be on the Ekerok committee meeting. And I'm just wondering why, because it would be nice to have one of the councillors that did apply to be on it to be on this committee, because it's an interesting committee to be on, really. I'm on it. I went for the first time, and at least we're going to hear the truth, and it's not going to be no lies, I hope. And having a counselor there, it'd be nice that they know exactly what's going on, because I can say something and then, say something wrong, and you don't want that. But if we have a bunch of good ears listening, then we know what to tell the citizens of Heron Bay. Because we just need to make sure that we are told the truth. And believe me, I'm glad I'm on that committee. I'm glad I'm going to learn. But I would like to know is, how come we can't have Ken or Lisa on that committee?
It was a
Because
decision from council that we were not appointing anybody. We voted on it, and it was a democratic vote. Nobody was going to be from this council on the board.
He didn't say that.
Well, I'm just telling you what it was.
Rappelle, hein? Tu l'as dit.
I said it was a council decision.
Non, mais tu l'avais dit, journée-là, que c'était Norman only that decided.
So we're not going to debate
Anyway, I'm
it
not
this
gonna-
evening.
Anyway,
So-
so I'm done. I honestly think that we need an election as soon as possible, because the residents of Heron Bay has lost confidence in our mayor and councillor, plus have forensic audit done as soon as possible. Thank you.
Merci. Any other comments from taxpayers? Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup. Members of council, we have